We're here. Hello and welcome to another edition of 5-Star Broadcast. I'm Andy Peck.
And I'm Angelo Parenti. I'll start it off. This episode is about this past Monday, Old School Raw. I really enjoyed it. I thought they did a pretty good job. I thought the crowd was pretty shitty.
Well, I read a report online actually, and it said that the crowd came across bad on TV, but they were more loud and vocal, in the actual arena. So it may have just been poor miking at some point, but I agree. On TV, they didn't sound as hyped for like some of the stuff that happened. So
yeah, even like the main event matches seemed like they were kind of dead for a period. But
yeah.
Let's just start off with the opening with Ric Flair coming out, and then we had Orton come out and address the match that was just made for the Royal Rumble main event. It's the rematch between Cena and Orton.
Yeah, and I mean, you had to see that coming.
Mm-hmm.
Cena wasn't going to go a pay-per-view without getting his rematch, so here it is. We'll get it over and done with, hopefully before WrestleMania.
Who do you think's going to come out winner? Or do we not vote yet? I hear a lot that they want Orton to go into WrestleMania with the belt.
I'm thinking Orton's going to retain the title and go into WrestleMania with it. I don't want Cena to win any more titles because he's getting extremely close to Ric Flair's 16-time reign. I think Cena's at 13 right now. He's really close to Ric Flair. I don't think they'll let him win, and surpass Ric Flair, but it's getting too close for me.
I must say though, Cena has been less annoying with his promos.
He has. I like him more.
Yeah, it's been a lot more enjoyable. And I think the crowd even, you could tell.
Yeah.
There's a lot of less Cena sucks chants.
Yeah. Which definitely better for him. I mean, not going out there and getting torn apart every night by your fan base. Definitely a good thing.
Yeah, but it was cool between what Orton and Flair had to say.
Especially with their history from Evolution and everything, to have them go back to that and, kind of touch on that. I thought it was a nice segment.
And then, should we go into the Bryan match?
Yeah, sure.
The match was the first time we saw Daniel Bryan with the Wyatts, his new look, his new attitude. It was Bryan, Luke Harper, and Eric Rowan with Bray Wyatt out against the Usos and Rey Mysterio. What'd you think?
I thought it was a good match and it was nicely done. The ending with some dissension among the ranks of the Wyatt family I thought was a nice touch. You're going to see probably Bray Wyatt side a little bit with Daniel Bryan in these instances where there's kind of some friction because, he was pulling for Daniel Bryan to join the group, so he's going to want to keep him, under his control, so to speak. I thought the way they have Daniel Bryan walk out after the Wyatt family's already out and just kind of stand and then stare at Bray Wyatt, I thought that was cool too.
Yeah, I mean, when the Monday night before when it happened and when people start seeing what he looks like, I saw some people complaining and some people thought it was cool. I mean, I over time just noticed, I think it's going to be good. It's going to be cool to see Daniel Bryan, face the baby faces now, and especially, who knows who will be up against, but I was just getting a kick out of the jokes where they would just put a picture of him and they'd be like, something about Daniel Bryan being a mechanic, or I saw one where it's Daniel Bryan and Kane, a picture of them, Team Hell No, and then they had a picture of Daniel Bryan now and Kane now. It said mechanic, lawyer. So I was just getting kicks out of it, but I think it's gonna be pretty cool, and no matter what, Daniel Bryan is still in a main storyline.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like you said about him taking on some of the faces now, we wouldn't have seen, more than likely wouldn't have seen, some of the matches that are going to come up from this storyline. So it's definitely awesome.
And just think, Daniel Bryan is huge. Everybody is chanting yes. Everybody and there still are on Daniel Bryan, but just imagine when he breaks away how crazy it's going to be.
And I was talking to somebody and they said Daniel Bryan's kind of on the back burner now, and they're mad that they put him in this storyline out of the title picture. I said this is going to be bigger for him than being in the title picture. He's going to be so over after this storyline. Like you said, when he breaks away from that group, it's going to be...
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw Triple H do some kind of interview where he was like, some people are bigger than the belts. And I don't necessarily think that about Daniel Bryan. I just don't think maybe he just doesn't need it right now. Even though everybody wanted him to get it, it's not, I don't think it's going to hurt him to not have it right now.
No, exactly. He could take a step back right now and he could do this storyline, and not only is it going to be better for him when he's leaving, but he's also going to elevate the Wyatts to this main storyline. I mean, since they came on, everybody's been complaining that they haven't done too much. They haven't, broken out their characters at all. This is huge for that. Bringing Daniel Bryan and having that group interact.
I think with Daniel Bryan, after the match, he even talked to Luke Harper and Eric Rowan about showing them, helping them become a tag team. Mm-hmm. I read again today how WWE wants to put the titles on them.
That would be cool.
Maybe that's what this is setting up for.
I'd be excited for that, to see the Wyatt family get some gold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they really need titles, but I think it would be cool for them to have it.
Yeah, who knows? But yeah, I'm totally down with it. It's a little different, because I don't think anyone thought Daniel Bryan was going to go with them.
I didn't, and I wasn't. The only Raw I didn't watch this year was last week or the week before when Daniel Bryan turned, and I made it a point to avoid Twitter for almost the entire night. And I was at a show filming, and I opened my phone real quick and just pull up Twitter. I think somebody messaged me on there or something, and I see the Miz's tweet about it, and I was like, no.
The Miz ruined everything.
The Miz, but, I liked you.
All right, let's move on. Let's go to Piper's Pit.
Yeah, Piper's Pit. Seeing Piper and Dean Ambrose talk one-on-one and have a verbal exchange, I thought that was great. Those two are awesome on the mic. And
not going off top, but how old is Piper? I think he looks pretty good.
He does look decent for his age. Let's look up and see how old Roddy Piper is now.
While he's looking that up, it was the segment Piper's Pit. He had the Shield on there, and I think it was the point was trying to cause a little tension even more between the Shield. We see it pretty much every week, something happening to cause tension between the members, and seeing if there's eventually going to be a breakup between them. But Piper ruffled their feathers a little bit.
He did. He was going around saying that, Dean Ambrose can't beat Punk, Seth Rollins can't beat Punk, and finally came down and said that it was up to...
he set it up. He set it up where it was like, if Roman Reigns beats Punk, is he the best guy,
And he did, but he had Dean Ambrose help a little bit. And I think that that's going to be like, Dean Ambrose is going to say, you had my help, so we're going to see some more friction. By the way, in case you're wondering, Roddy Piper, 59 years old.
Yeah, not bad. Looks like a cool dad.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun segment. It's always good to see Piper back on TV, and
Yeah, and then didn't all the Shield look like they were gonna beat down on Piper, and then Punk and New Age Outlaws came out.
Yeah, New Age Outlaws. That was cool. It's good to see them back. Road Dogg is a little out of shape, but Billy Gunn still looks the same.
Yeah.
It was kind of funny when they ran down to the ring. You could tell that they were winded, and did you hear Punk go to them? He's like, breathe, breathe. So their age is catching up with them, but always fun to see those guys.
But before we go into the main event, we'll just talk about it was old school Raw, so we saw a lot of legends on there, Hall of Famers, older wrestlers. That's cool. They brought them all out. Then they brought out Bad News Barrett.
Bad News Barrett had some botching going on. I don't know if he's just nervous or what, but every week it seems like he's fumbling through his story or his spiel.
I just would like to see him wrestle again.
Yeah.
But should we go down the legend? Talk about the legend again.
Well, let's talk about Too Cool, because Scotty Hottie I thought looked pretty good for being out of action for a while.
Even Bryan Christopher.
Yeah, they were hitting their moves. They were going good.
It was cool because they were in like a straight up match.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't like
I mean, it was against 3MB, but they were moving just like anyone else.
Exactly.
Seeing the stuff that I saw when I was younger was cool, like to see the worm, and it was cool the crowd knew everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always fun. It almost feels like, it's happening all over again, and like it hasn't been how many years since they've last wrestled, like 10 at least or more. So definitely cool to see these guys come back and see that they could still go a little bit. They're not gold dust, but they can still go.
When Jake the Snake came out at the end, I was just I watched it over again and I ordered the action figure. I was so excited.
I saw you ordered that action figure.
I ordered the wrong one. I was so excited that I didn't notice that it was the Spanish packaging.
I'm gonna pop up a picture right here. It's gonna show the action figure that Ange ordered with Spanish writing on it.
I remembered I had that one when I was little. It had the snake on it. That's all I wanted. But it was just so cool. I don't think anyone had any idea.
No. I mean, there was talks about him wanting to be there because he's been saying he wants to be in the Rumble.
All I've heard is that he wanted to be in the Royal Rumble and he wanted to purchase TNA.
Yeah.
But but I think this is cool because hopefully that means that he's on good terms with the WWE and he could be possibly inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, and there was some talks now that the Ultimate Warrior has some kind of contract going into WrestleMania. So Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake being inducted into the Hall of Fame. If that happens this year, if that happens this year, you have the best of like the late '80s, early '90s right there. Awesome.
And some other legends we saw were Booker T. Well, we already always pretty much see Booker T. Diamond Dallas Page.
Yeah, and I mean, like a lot of them you see like a bunch, like Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, as you said, Booker T. So like the special ones are the ones you don't see a lot of, like New Age Outlaws, Too Cool, Jake the Snake. So that's always exciting to see some fresh guys.
I was I think just excited about the overall look of the entranceway, the ring. It was so cool. Blue mats.
Yeah.
Guardrails.
Yeah. Guardrails, like little things.
Even the commentator's table is just straight up, cables everywhere.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, straight like just brown folding table, and then what's JBL looking like Vince McMahon. Classic.
Great
vintage.
But and then the main event was it was cool. They've been promoting it since they didn't they make the match on the week before? I think Punk versus Roman Reigns.
I didn't see the week before.
Yeah, so. I think they did, but Punk versus Roman Reigns was the main event. What'd you think?
I thought it was a good match. It set up a little more dissension in the Shield now with Roman Reigns getting the win over Punk after Seth and Dean had lost. So good, cool stuff.
Just building up Reigns to eventually be that guy
and powerhouse through the Royal Rumble.
But I guess that's it for this episode. See you on the next one.
See you.